coming to dance? Why did you sort of come across dance music rather than what's your lineage like from?
Well, I like he was an indie kid, definitely, and like rock. I liked, you know, Smashing Pumpkins or, you know, that sort of thing. Queens of the Stone Age, as much as more than so than anything else. I always liked things like the Chems or a bit of Daft Punk or Underworld growing up, but never, you know.
So you're aware of it.
I was aware of it, you know, like I liked that first Bjork album and stuff, but it was only really when I guess the Electroclash thing was the first thing that really. Actually, no. Before that was when I just started getting into things like going through my dad's record collection, really, finding like Kraftwerk and New Order, and then when I discovered DJs like Errol or Weatherall, those guys, Fearless. Like Fearless actually came down to Bournemouth, and that was quite a big moment for me. And he played like a spiritualized track in the middle of like just techno, and there's some, I don't know, there was some, or maybe it was a Spaceman 3 record, and there was something like, I don't know, something in my head was able to join the dots between the two, and then from there I just that's how I started. And then when I started DJing, it was for an alternative night when Electroclash was beginning. So we could play New Order and all that alongside Tigra and Miss Kitten, but then we could also play ESG records or Gang of Four records, or the modern equivalents of them too. And that's how I didn't grow up. I was very late to house music. I wasn't a teenager. I wasn't like a young teenager obsessing about house music. It came much later for me. How did Lion Rock start then? Like, was it just you in the beginning?
It was just, me in the beginning. And then I really liked MC Busby, who's like kind of a local hero. He's like he's a rapper, like poet really, kind of quite cerebral dude. And just got hold of him, and he came and did Packet a Piece like off the cuff in the studio. Just knocked it out in the studio. So it just kind of grew from there. I mean, the albums, first few singles were quite different. The album was quite different, more sort of down tempo. I think that's when that electronic music was opening up, and there was all these different genres going on. I wanted to make it quite a broad-based project, and I think sort of 80% successful, 20% sort of schizophrenic nonsense. But there you go. It did all right.
What was it like being on Top of the Pops?
Well, it was quite. It was humbling and also quite. It was exciting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was trying to be cool. But I did. Well, we drove up in. They send like a kind of limo type thing to pick you up at a hotel, and we pulled it outside the studio. And saw these like kids outside, screaming and shouting. Anyone in the car pulls up, so we kind of went. What band are you in? Lion Rock. Just total silence. Who's that then? I've heard it. This one bloke. I've heard of you.
Yeah.
But and then we were looking forward to, because on that particular week was Madonna was on, and Shed 7, and the cast from Casualty.
Wow.
Madonna did it via video link from LA. Cast from Casualty already gone, but we had a good time with Shed 7.
Oh, cool. Going for gold.
And I got a guided tour of the EastEnders set.
When you started DJing in those early Acid House days, I guess the main dance floor fuel of choice was ecstasy, and
speed.
And speed. Okay. And then I guess you could say that nowadays I've heard a lot of people talk about how that isn't so much the case anymore for whatever reason, and things like ketamine and other things like that, slightly more non-up drugs have taken precedent. Do you think that's affected things? And when we were talking the other day about going to play, and maybe it's just a London thing, because going to play in Manchester, obviously we're not so shallow to say everyone needs to be on drugs in a club, but it does. We agree that it does affect an atmosphere of a place or a vibe of a place. And
well, I think, if you want to look back at any popular musical culture, there's, where you can be, coy about it, but there's always a sort of drug culture attached to it, whether it be acid in the 60s, and pot, whatever, speed, punk, and, ecstasy, acid house, and even though it's not the be-all and end-all
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
it does inform the sort of music
Yeah.
you make and the sort of music you play and kind of how you listen to things, definitely.